Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to create a Google quiz and share it in Google Classroom so that Google Classroom will import the grades. So the first thing you're going to do is create a Google form. Once you get here, you're going to go to Settings and make this a quiz. You can choose locked mode. If you're working at school and you know they're going to be on Chromebook, then you can turn this on so that they can't exit, or if they exit, you'll get an email update. If you're doing e-learning or something outside of school, you won't want to turn this on because then you won't be able to access it unless you're on a Chromebook. So I'm going to leave that off for today. You can release the grade immediately or later. So if it's something that's going to be able to easily self-grade, you can leave that on as immediate. If it's something with a lot of writing where you'll want to manually grade, then you can change that to later. I usually let it immediately grade, and I just tell my students if there's anything where they had to write, that's going to be counted wrong until I can go in and grade that. Then you can select if you want them to see any questions they missed, the correct answers, and the point values, and I usually leave those on for the quizzes that I do. So I'm just going to call this sample quiz. When you add a question, you can make sure that you add in your answer key. So what is the correct answer? Here's where you can choose what kind of answer you want to have. So here I'm going to have multiple choice. So we'll have A, B, C, or D. Then you're going to click answer key, and this is where you'll select the correct answer. So I'm going to say D. You can select more than one correct answer as well, and this is where you'll set your point value. It's important that you set your point value so that it can score it accurately. Once I've made the first one, I usually use this duplicate tool just so that then my points are already set and I don't have to remember to do that for every question, especially if they're going to continue to be multiple choice. I'm also going to make one that is a short answer. I'm just going to leave the question the same. Now when I go to my answer key, I can add multiple answers. So I could add it with a capital, I could add it with a lowercase, I could add it without the W if I think a lot of them are going to misspell it. You can have as many options as you would like. You can go ahead and have it mark everything else incorrect, or you can leave it for you to review later. So I'm just going to have it mark everything else incorrect. My point was already the same since I had just copied that. If you would prefer to create a new question, you can always click over here to create the question. You can import from something else. You can always add images or videos to that too. And then adding a section will take them to a new page. So instead of being able to scroll back up to see the previous questions, it'll go to the next page and they would have to go back then to see any previous questions. Once this is finished, you're not going to send out the link. If you copy the link and post it in Google Classroom, then it's not going to import your grades for you. So I'm going to go back here and go to classwork. I'm going to click to create a quiz assignment. I'll type in my sample quiz name. Now, I could have done this first and then gone here to make this because it does add a blank one when you do that. I usually make my form first. You could come straight here, then click this and make that. I'm going to go ahead and delete that and add the one I just made. So I'm adding from my drive. So it should load in order. So this is the blank one it opened for me. This was the one I made before. So I'm going to add that one. And then this should automatically turn on to import the grades. I have another chance here to turn on locked mode if I wanted. I could come over here and assign it to other classes if I want. I could assign to specific students. I could change the points, which my quiz was only out of 2 points, so I would fix that. When you import the grades, it'll change this. So if you forget to change that or leave it, it will change when you import. You could select your due date, and you could add a topic if you wanted. If there was a rubric, you could always upload that, and then you would go ahead and assign. Once you start getting responses from your quiz, so now your students are going to be able to go here, they'll open it and take your quiz. This is what students would see once they answer it. So they can see their answers here, they could see what was correct, and they can see their total score here. Once you start having responses come in, you can go here to view them. I like to view it by question, and this is where you can select any other responses. So I would go here. I only have one response, and it was already marked correct. You can see it gave it 1 point out of 1 point. It would sort all the answers that come in here. So it goes pretty quickly to scroll through and see the different answers students submitted, and then either click mark incorrect or mark correct. It will group them together. So if 5 students all put the same thing, you would only see it once. It would say here that there were 5 responses that said that, and then you would just click one time if that was incorrect or correct. Then once you come back to Google Classroom, if you click to view your assignment and students have completed that, your student names would be listed here. You would click to import the grades, and then those grades would show up right next to your students. So it would be easy to then copy that and record into your gradebook. I hope this has been helpful and that this is something that you'll be able to transfer for use into your classroom.